Hello students. We are going to study Unit 1, Friendship. Our first grammar subject is want and would like. When we want to talk about our wishes and needs, we use want. For example, I want to be a pilot. We can use a noun or a verb after want. Let's look at positive sentences. After the subject pronoun, we use want and then we use noun. I want an apple. If you want, you can use a verb after want. Let's look at the example. I want to eat an apple. What about negative sentences? After the subject pronoun, we use don't or doesn't and then want to verb 1. So we use the simple present tense rule. Let's look at the examples. I don't want to clean the house. She doesn't want to clean the house. Let's look at the question form. When we want to make a question sentence, we use do and does at the beginning of the sentence. And then we use subject pronoun, want, and to verb 1. Look at the example, please. Do you want to go to a university? If you want, you can use WH questions with want. Why do you want to go to a university? Now we are going to study would like. We use would like to say politely what we want, especially when making offers and requests. Look at the examples, please. I would like to study science because I want to be a scientist. I would like to eat pizza. These sentences are more polite. Let's look at the positive sentences. After the subject pronoun, we use would like and then noun. I would like a cup of coffee. If you want, you can use a verb after would like. But if you use a verb, at first you have to use to before the basic form of the verb. I would like to have a cup of coffee. Let's look at the negative sentences. If you want to make a negative sentence, we use wouldn't like. She wouldn't like to be famous. What about the question form? After would, we use subject pronoun and then like and to verb 1. Would you like to learn French? If you want, you can use WH question words with would like. Which language would you like to learn? Let's look at the examples. He would like to meet the singer. And there is an example dialogue. What would you like to have? I'd like to have fish and chips. At a restaurant. What would you like to eat? I would like to eat pizza. What would you like to drink? I would like to drink orange juice. At home. What do you want to eat? I want to eat spaghetti. At the travel agency. Where would you like to go? I'd like to go to Latvia. Your friends. Where do you want to go? I want to go to a cafe. Your teacher. What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to be a dentist. Now, let's study the sentences in the box. Accepting and refusing invitations and making excuses. Would you like to come over tomorrow? If you want to accept the invitation, we use yes, I would or yes, I'd love to. Would you like to watch a movie at home? I'd like to, but my cousin is coming tomorrow. I'm sorry, but I can't. I am going to study. These answers are negative answers. So we can refuse the invitations, but you must make excuses, and your excuses must be polite. Now, let's look at the exercise. We are going to match the invitations with the responses. Then, if you want, you can practice with your friends. First question. What are you doing tonight? Would you like to go out? The best answer is C. I am sorry, but I can't. I am going to study tonight. Are you doing anything on Friday night? Would you like to see a movie? The best answer is A. Yeah, that would be great. Can we go to a late show? 7 is fine for me. And the third question, we are having friends over on Sunday. Would you like to come? The best answer is D. I am not going to do anything on Sunday. I'd love to come. And what about the fourth question? Are you busy tomorrow evening? Would you like to come over for a drink? The best answer is B. I'd like to, but I can't. My cousin is going to visit me tomorrow evening. The answer A. Yeah, that would be great. Can we go to a late show? 7 is fine for me. This is accepting. I'd like to, but I can't. My cousin is going to visit me tomorrow evening. This is refusing. C. I'm sorry, but I can't. I am going to study tonight. This is refusing. D. I am not going to do anything on Sunday. I'd like to come. This is accepting. Let's read the excuses below. Which ones are good excuses? I am busy that night. It isn't a good excuse. It's not polite. I am going to visit my grandparents. Yes, it is a good excuse. I am not feeling well. It is also a good excuse. I have to study then. It is good excuse too. My favorite movie is on that night. It isn't a good excuse. It is rude. I have to stay home. It isn't a good excuse. I'm going to wash my hair. It isn't a good excuse either. Let's look at the questions. Would you like to see a movie this evening? When we want to accept this invitation, what can we say? I'd like to. What movies do we have in the list? Question 2. I have 2 tickets for the concert next Sunday. Would you like to Go. Let's accept the invitation. I'd love to. What time does it start? The third question. What a nice day. Do you want to take a walk with me? Let's accept the invitation again. It sounds good. Let's enjoy the weather. Question 4. Tomorrow night is my sister's graduation party. Would you like to come? Now, I want to refuse the invitation. What can I say? I'd love to, but I can't. I have to stay home to look after my little brother. And the fifth question. Now I want to refuse it again. Are you free now? Do you want to go to the gym? I'm sorry, I can't. I have lots of work to do. Maybe some other time. Thanks, anyway. And the last question. Let's refuse it again. I feel like eating pasta with tomato sauce. Would you like to go to Glenn's? I'd like to, but I can't. I am trying to finish my project work. Tomorrow is the deadline for handing it in. Now we are going to study suggestions. There are a number of ways used when making suggestions in English. Here are some of the most common. Why don't we go to a movie? Let's go to a movie. What about going to a movie? How about going to a movie? Shall we go to a movie? Let's look at the grammatical rules. After why don't we use the base form of the verb. And after shall we use the base form of the verb to. And these are question sentences. If you want, you can use let's, and after let's we use the base form of the verb, but it is a positive sentence. It isn't a question sentence. After how about and what about, we use gerund verbs, and these are also question sentences. All these statements have the same meaning. When you want to make suggestions, you can use one of them. And when we want to give answers to these suggestions, you can say, that's a good idea. It sounds great. Why not? Sure. Definitely. Certainly. Yes, of course. Okay. Let's. These are positive answers. When you want to accept these suggestions, you can use one of them. If you want to give negative answers, you can say, I'm afraid, but I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't. I'd love to, but I can't. So, if you want to refuse the suggestions, you can use one of them. Thank you for listening to me. Goodbye.